Well, it is, in fact, the 23rd of January, I see.
It is
And how was your day?
absolutely awesome on purpose.
I think I hear that. I think you might believe that.
You think, right? That's
Well,
cool.
sometimes you got to talk yourself into it a little bit.
Yep.
If you don't tell all yourself that you're better than you've been before, then you'll never get there. Okay. So I was digging around a little bit earlier, as you know I want to do, and I found a map. Can you see my screen?
I do.
Okay, so this is called the Peary Rice map, Reese map. So this is based on a couple of books here. The Maps of Ancient Sea Kings by Hapgood, The Path to Pole by Hapgood, When the Sky Fell in Search of Atlantis, Rand. I don't really trust a lot of the Rand stuff. Hamlet's Mill, Santilla. So and Deschend, they did some pretty good work together. Okay, most theories about unknown civilizations are based on absolutely no physical evidence. Oh, you can't find anything because they destroyed it all, right? So and it's really hard to take a pole shift and have the local library survive. That's what the Dead Sea Scrolls are. So most theories about ancient are based on no physical evidence, just hearsay speculation. What really would shake the basis of our knowledge of history would be an actual artifact. Dun dun dun. This probably wouldn't be something spectacular like a sunken ship in the Atlantic or armor-piercing bullets embedded in a dinosaur skeleton. It would probably be something that only an expert in the field would recognize as anomalous. More likely, this artifact would be a document or tradition from the past which reveals a deep understanding of some scientific fact recently discovered. This could be a description of the structure and function of DNA, knowledge of astronomy or physics, which is only known to modern science, or accurate maps of the Earth drawn long before the age of exploration. Oh, there's the rest of my voice. The Piri Reis map appears to be, wait for it, just that artifact. Oh, what did I say?
An
This doc,
artifact.
this artifact, this one right here. So normally this is where I go, wow, sure would be cool if we knew what all this crap said. Oh, but wait, we do. So if you go over here, I think I did this right. If I go back one, okay. So here's the game we'll play. You got to help me out here. This, because this is all grayscale in this environment. I can't see a bunch of it. So there are Roman numerals. I can see these on the outside. So what we'll do
Uh
is
huh.
we'll take this one and put it over here. And I'll try and keep my tabs clean so I don't frick it up. And then over here, we'll see what this number one says. You want to play this game with
Yep.
me? Okay.
Yeah.
So in this area, can I make this? How big can I make this? Let's go back one. Okay. So this area right here, and these sure do look like ley lines to me.
Your map
Yeah.
got a little distorted.
Uh, yeah. Should I back off one? It is a little distorted.
Yeah. Back off one on the map, but see if you can. Yeah. There you go. Perfect.
Okay. Okay. So in this area right here, the description is there's a kind of red dye called vakami that you do not observe at first because it is at a distance. The mountains contain rich ores. Some of the sheep have silken wool. Have you ever heard of silken wool?
Sure have.
So is this a reg? I didn't know there was such thing as silken wool. Is that just like super good wool, or is it like wool that is infested with worms, or what's how does that work? What is silken wool? A great knower of wool. Wool
It,
juicing. Tell me what it is. Sorry.
you. I don't know what you just said because it just kind of came across staticky. Um,
That was God saving me from a very bad joke.
you see that? You see that? Working in the background. I love it. I love it. silken wool. That's a good one on me because don't we get silk from spiders?
Yes, exactly. Spiders and worms and
Yeah.
what the heck? What
And
the heck
sheep
is
give us
silken wool?
wool. So did they take the wool and weave it with the silk?
No, the silken wool is it's a it's a brand name.
Ah, well,
So, wow, there's a different
everyone
spin.
steals
Real silk.
everything.
Oh, look, I gotta get a mix. I gotta be 63% and 37. That makes 100. Okay, so silken wool. Okay, got a new one.
Yep,
Got
it's
some sheep.
woven.
Got some sheep. They got silken wool. It's right here.
Yep.
That's square number one. When we go to square number two, uh,
Okay.
there's not a lot of information here because everyone here is naked. So
Oh,
in this earth, this is the naked beach.
oh my.
Where where's my
Interesting,
where's
interesting.
my where's my map? So over here, right? This area
Mm-hmm.
is going to be my. I think I see this one a lot better. Well, apparently there's a ship that was there at the naked beach for a minute. He
Okay.
just went by. He just went by to hang out. Said to there, a naked beach, things hang.
Uh-huh.
Okay,
Yeah. Uh-huh.
number three. This this region number three right here, also seen here. What would that be? Just off a little bit. That's better. So that's going to be right here. So this area right here, what we got going on in area three, this
Okay.
region is known as the Violette of Antillia. Can I book a flight to Antillia right now? Does it still exist?
Not that I know of.
Well, there's an Antillia building, of course, and it's there. But
Mm.
if I go to maps and I go to Antillia, I get a bunch of little places. There's no continental whatever called Antillia. Uh-uh. Okay. So far,
No.
we've got some silk we've never heard of. We've got some nudism, which is still quite popular, and then we've got this region in Antillia. It's on the side where the sun sets, so that means this is going to be sunward this way. So the sun sets. They say there are four kinds of parrots there. You got your white parrots, you got your red parrots, you got your green parrots, and of course you've got your black parrots. These are the now I wonder who which one's racist. Well, it doesn't matter because they eat them.
Wow.
They eat the flesh of the parrots, and their headdresses are made entirely of parrot feather. Parrot feather headdress. He's got to be all over the place. Oh yeah, baby. I think it's like these people right here, or maybe it's these people. Oh, what about this? That's got to be like
Wow.
that's a woman's headdress, I assume. This is different. Those are not. Those are eagle feathers. Those are different feathers. But a peacock or a parrot feather headdress. Okay, here's a well. That's for people that think that milk comes from almonds.
Exactly.
Sorry. I'm not dissing almond milk. I'm just saying that there are some children out there that don't even know about cows and milk. Okay, so we're talking about parrots. Is there such thing as a black parrot? How many color parrots? Well, okay. I don't see any single color parrot except a cockatiel over here, which is not really a parrot. No. All these parrots are of mixed color. These are the LBGTQ parrots. We're gonna get in trouble. We're gonna get in trouble. Okay, good. So, okay, so man, we're batting 1,000 so far. Now
We always
I've got
cross
some
the line.
parrots, and then I've got some Antifa parrots. But I mean some BLM parrots, and then the people eat that. Well, that doesn't matter. They all get eaten, and then they make headdresses to make fun of them. There's a stone here. It resembles a black touchstone that people use it instead of the axe. It's very hard. So that sounds like that's going to be an agate of some sort, right? JP saw the stone.
Right.
So we know JP. Go talk to JP. He's up the street at the store, right? I think he's probably straight. Okay. And number 3 over here also we have a note. Puris writes, this is the guy who is the captain of the Chesapeake Explorer guy who is responsible for this map. He writes in the Babria, which would be the bibliography, in the or the notations by text, that would actually be the correct reference here. In the enemy ships which we captured in the Mediterranean, we found a headdress made of parrot feathers and also the stone. So they found the weapon and they found the headdress. So apparently they throw the body overboard. So he's saying that that there's another uh, people saying, hey, yeah, we this stuff also exists. Okay, let's go down here to 4. In 4, apparently this is not worth naming. In 4, this map was drawn by Piri Ibn Haji Mehmed, known as the nephew of Kamal Reis in Gallipoli in the month of Muharram of the year 919. Now, in our calendars, that's the 9th of March to the 7th of April, somewhere through there, in the year 1513. So the dating of this map and the time that we recognize in calendaring is 1513. So this is supposed to be in the 16th century. Okay, number 5 down here. This section tells how these shores and all these islands were found. So apparently there's a bunch of islands out here in these shores. Boy, that looks like a. I'm going ahead here. So wait, this is the shores of the front side of here, maybe, or these cliffs? I don't know. Why don't we find out? The text is right in front of me.
Okay. Yes, let's read on.
Okay. Oh, this is Antilia. We found Antilia. This is Antilia. So Antilia, these were discovered in the year 896. Now, if 1513 is 919, then 20 years before that, so they're saying that these were found in 1493. So the coasts are named the shores of Antilia. They were discovered in the year 1493 of our calendar, 896 of the air calendar, but it's reported thus. The Genoese infidels, that's going to be is that going to be the beginning of the Jesuits? Yeah. His name was Columbo. Oh, no, they're talking about Columbus.
Columbo.
So wow. They don't like Columbus. Apparently, they're on the race around the world. His name was Columbo, but it was he who discovered these places. For instance, a book fell into the hands of the said Columbo and found it. So he's saying Columbus wasn't a real guy, and found it to be said in this book that at the end of the Western Sea, the Atlantic, that is on the western side, there were coasts and islands and all kinds of metals and precious stones. The above mentioned, having studied this book thoroughly, explained these matters one by one to the great of Genoa and said, come, give me 2 ships. Let me go and find these places. They said, oh, unprofitable man, can an end or limit be found in the Western Sea? Its vapor is full of darkness. The above mentioned Columbo said that no help was forthcoming from the Genovese. He sped forth. He went to the Bay of Spain and told his tale in detail. They too answered like the Genovese, and the brief Columbus petitioned these people for a long time. Finally, the Bay of Spain gave him 2 ships. The King of Spain gave him 2 ships and saw that they were well equipped. Well, Columbus didn't get 2 ships; he got 3. The Nina, the Pinta, and the Santa Maria. Yeah, and then you've got the Mayflower, which is on the side. Anyway, Pick a history, any history. Okay. So Columbus, wow, it says that here. This guy writes small. Columbus, if it happens as you say, let us make you the admiral to the country. Having said that, when she sent Columbus to the Western Sea, the late Ghazi Kamal had a Spanish slave, the above mentioned slave, said to Kamal Reese he had been 3 times to that land with Columbus. He said, first we reached the Strait of Gibraltar, then from there straight south and west between the two somethings. Having advanced straight 4,000 miles, we saw an island facing us, but gradually the waves of the sea became foamless. That is, the sea was becalmed, and the North Star, the seamen on their compasses still say star, little by little was veiled and became invisible. The North Star is at the center of the entire flat Earth model. So what he's talking about here is this is an explanation of how an eclipse works in the rotational set of a flat Earth model, just so you know what he's referencing. So this right here is the North Star. So you can see how in the wheel of time, as it turns and rotates, that we have our other map that tells us where did you go? Our other map that tells us something that looks more like this, right? So he's saying that those 3 rings, are the tropic rings, are here, but the moon, these are moon sequences that come across the center because that's the way the clock works. The interior, our universe rotates this way. The next realm out rotates the other way, and then this realm is static. But this is moving above it. So this is like the tail of the whip. But you also have got our look that is, where are you? Picture. This one right here. So if we look at the hole that's in the middle of our other map, right, that hole that's right up here, that's in the middle of this piece of map. And that's a hole. It's a freaking hole. Come on. This is the one picture they actually leaked. It's from a satellite in 1968. It's before they clamped down and said, no. You guys can't be spreading that stuff around. Okay. Back to the Colombo. The seamen in their compass still say the star, little by little, was veiled and became invisible, and also said that their stars in that region are not arranged as here. Huh. That would maybe be one of the outer realms. They are seen in a different arrangement. They anchored at the island, which they had seen earlier across the way. The populator of the island came, shot arrows at them, didn't allow them to land, asked for any information. The males to females shot hand arrows. The tips of these were made of fish bones, and the whole population was naked and also very something. Seeing that they could not land on the island, they crossed to the other side of the island. And they saw a boat. On seeing them, the boat fled, and the people on the boat, dashed out on the land. The Spaniards took the boat. Of course they took the boat. Hey, you guys left it. They say that inside of it was human flesh. It happened that these people were not of that nation, which was from the island hunting. They were hunting, going island to island, hunting and eating men. They said that Colombo saw yet another island. They neared it. Then Columbus said they saw yet another island. They neared it. They saw that on that island there were great snakes. They avoided landing on this island. We're still in 4. Oh, this is just the text. So this island, and remained there. They avoided landing on this island and remained there 17 days. The people of this island saw that no harm came to them from this boat. They caught fish and brought it to them in their ships, their little ships, Felica. And the Spaniards were pleased. They gave them some glass beads. They didn't just kill them and take all their stuff. That's usually what the Spaniards do. We're from Spain and we're here to help you. Not in the 15th century.
So they're already mentioning glass beads. Like, what do we use glass beads for now?
We use them to make.
Plastic
They're used in
beads?
they're used in silicon manufacturing. They're all sorts of stuff. They're a huge manufacturing piece, depending on their circumference and the consistency of their roundness.
Mm-mm.
We're not supposed to. Oh wait, we're only what 600 years ago? Is that right? It appears that Columbus had read in the book that the region of the glass beads were valued. Seeing the beads, they brought still more fish. The Spaniards always gave them the glass beads. One day they saw gold around the arm of a woman. They took the gold and gave her beads. They said, "They bring more gold, we'll give you more beads." They said, they went and brought them much gold. It appears that in their mountains there were gold mines. One day, I see these people are not going to end well. One day, also they saw pearls in the hands of one person. What do the Spaniards usually do when they find people that are gullible and have stuff they don't know is valuable? What do they usually do?
They usually convince them to give it up.
Darn, I would just kill them all. One day, also, they saw the pearls in the hands of one person. They saw that, and then when they gave him beads, more pearls were brought. Pearls were found on the shore of the island, spots of 2 or 3 fathoms deep. They also loaded their ships with many logwood trees, taking 2 natives along. They carried with them that year to the king of Spain. But he said, Columbus, not knowing the language of these people, they traded by signs. And after this trip, the king of Spain sent priests and barley, taught the natives how to sow and reap, and converted them to his own religion. They had no religion of any sort. They walked naked and lay there like animals. Now, these regions had been open to all and had become famous. The names of which marked the places on the islands and the coast were given by Columbus, that places may be known by them. And also, Columbus was a great astronomer. The coast and the islands on this maps are taken from Columbus's map. Okay, looks like Columbus was engaged.
Do you think this is the area where Queen Califia was?
I'm not really sure. I mean, hold on. We'll come back and try and tie in where the heck is California, Florida, and Louisiana. It's due time. This where we are. So we're in 6. This section shows in what way this map was drawn. In this century, there is no map like this map in anyone's possession. Dun, dun, dun. The hand of this poor man has drawn it, and now it is constructed. From about 20 charts in the Mappe Mundi, these are charts drawn in the days of Alexander. Ooh, we got to look that up. Days of Alexander, the Lord of the 2 horns, which shows the inhabited corner of the world. The inhabited corner of the world? Really? Really? That sounds fairly interesting. This is the inhabited corner of the world. Oh, where's my center? Am I right about there? Is that about right? Yeah, that's about right. Okay. So, don't do that. So we're in 6. Is that right? Yep.
Yes.
So 6 is right here. This is the inhabited corner of the world. Does that look like any coastline we know?
I'm not seeing your mouse. Can you move it so I can focus on it?
We're in 6. We're in 6.
Okay. Gotcha.
I don't know. I don't see the Wawa. Okay, this is the inhabited corner of the world. I got lost there. The Arabs named these charts Jafari from 8 Jafaris of that kind and 1 Arabic map of Hind or Hind, and from the maps just drawn by the 4 Portuguese, which shows the countries of Hind, which would be India, Sind. Would that be the Syrian area? China, geometrically drawn. Okay, Hind, Sind, and China are the areas we're supposed to be able to see. How many minutes in are we? We're number 5.
24.
Okay. By reducing all these maps to one scale, this final form was arrived at so that our present map is correct and reliable for the 7 seas, as the map of these, our countries, is considered correct and reliable by seamen. We all know that when in doubt, trust your seamen. Otherwise, I'll stop.
Oh.
So now, gotta get those swimmers a swimming. Okay, so we're in 7, 8. We're down here at 8. This is what it says. On the way to the village of Hindu, a Portuguese ship encountered a
Did you
contrary wind.
skip 7?
I might have.
Yeah, I think so.
7. It is related by the Portuguese infidel that in his, which one's the Portuguese infidel? That's not Columbus, is it? Yeah, Columbus is Portuguese. Yeah. That in the spot at night and day are at their shortest of 2 hours and their longest of 24 hours. That sounds a lot like the North Pole to me.
Mm-hmm.
A lot. That is exactly what we get at the North Pole. It's 24 hours at their longest 24 hours and its shortest 2 hours. But the day is very warm and the night there is very much dew. I guess dew is cold. Maybe, I don't know. Maybe maybe climate's different.
Interesting.
Yeah. Okay. We're on to number 8. On the way to the village of Hindu, a Portuguese ship encountered a contrary wind blowing from the shore. The wind from the shore sucked a bunch, and the ship was driven by a storm in a southern direction. They saw a shore opposite of them. They advanced towards it. They saw that these places are good anchorages. They threw anchor, went to shore in boats. They saw people walking, all of them naked, but they shot arrows. Their tips made a fishbone. They stayed there 8 days. They traded with these people by sign. That barge saw these lands and wrote about them, which they said the barge, without going to Hindu, returned to Portugal, where upon arriving it gave information that they described these shores in detail and they have discovered them. Well, it can't be too cold if it's naked time, right?
Right.
We're just saying, unless you're Wim Hof. You know, Wim Hof, the guy that climbed Everest in tennis shorts. Okay, and no shoes. And in this country, it seems down here, we're in 9. This country down here, I don't know, is that a country? Is this water? Yeah, this is water in the middle. We're going to get to what's where in a minute. Okay, in this country, it seems that there are white-haired monsters in this shape and 6-horned oxen, and the Portuguese infidels have written on their map. Did you ever hear Columbus talking about 6-horned oxen and white-haired monsters?
No, I didn't.
I didn't think that they were on the Niña, the Pinta, and the Santa Maria or the Mayflower. Okay. This country is a waste. Did they land in Detroit? Okay, sorry.
Wow.
Okay.
Wait.
That was a joke. This country down here, it's a waste. Everything is in ruin. It is said that large snakes are found here. For this reason, the Portuguese infidel did not land on shore. And it's also said to be very hot. Very hot. Everything's destroyed. There's a lot of snakes. Sounds like Midgard to me. Okay. Now, where do we find the next one?
11.
Yeah, but where is it on? Oh, it's right.
Backward.
It's right there. Okay.
You see it?
Okay. I see it. And these 4 ships are Portuguese ships. Or are there ships there? Oh, there's ships right here, I guess. These 4 ships are Portuguese ships. Their shape is written down. They travel from the western land to the point of Abyssinia, which is Habesh, in order to reach India. I have India here, and I had Hind up before. Where is Hind? They said, oh, they went towards Shuluk. Have you ever been to Shuluk?
No, I have not.
I thought a Shuluk was something that involved your kicks. Oh, they're Alaskan, I bet. They're still around. No, that's Schillick, not Schulich. Schulich family. Schulich family history. The Schulich.
Ancestry.com.
There's involved in sort of people with occupation, place of origin, clan fiction, and even physical characteristics like red hair. Many of the modern surveys can be traced back to Britain and Ireland. So Schulich, this is a fan. There's a. It looks to me like the Schulichs have been around more than just a day or two from Belgian land. Well, apparently, towards Schulich. Apparently, the Schulichs at one point had their entire own island or something. And, it's across the Gulf. It's 4,200 miles across the Gulf. Apparently, if you're going to Schulich, it's worth it. Those Schulichs got something going. On this shore, there is, however, the climate gold taking a rope is said they measured. Oh, wow. It's the climate. I don't know. The fact that each of these lines is missing is the clearest proof of the maps having been torn in two. Nope. No, they must have been read from left to right. Or right to left. It's very interesting. Okay. And this is, I'm in 13. Oh, where did you go, 13? I searched the world over for the number 13. Written in Roman numerals. Where's 13? Here's 12. Here.
17.
Here's 13 right here. Okay. And a Genovese kook, that's a type of ship, coming from Flanders, was caught in a storm. Impelled by the storm, it came upon these islands, and in this manner, these islands became known. What are they called? We don't get to know. That'd be all these islands right here. Man, those
They
look
were caught in a storm.
In a storm, yeah. They were probably in the storm that's been coming, and I bet you that's where their RV meeting is.
That's a possibility.
I'll stop making fun of the RV people. Okay. Okay, here now we're getting somewhere. Where the heck is that? Okay, so over here in 14.
14.
It is said that in ancient times, a priest by the name of San Florendin or Santo Brandon traveled on the seven seas, so they say. The above mentioned landed on this fish. They thought it dry land and lit a fire upon this fish. When the fish's back began to burn, it plunged into the sea. They re-embarked in their boats and fled to the ship. This event is not mentioned by the Portuguese infidels. It is taken from the ancient Mapea Mundi. So apparently over here in 14, there is some big ass fish.
Big.
Big, like they thought it was dry land. How big does something have to be?
Very big.
Well, really big. Okay, this has got to be the Virgin Islands, just because I'm that kind of smart. Where's 15? Should be right around here somewhere. Sort of like to find it because it's the Virgin Islands. These small islands have been given the name of Undizi Virgini, that is to say, the 11 virgins. Hey, you'd think maybe the Virgin Islands became so that's another hint of where we are. So
that's
15 is
14. That's 13. That's 20. Jeez. Oh, it's right below 14. It's like a little blur. Like right underneath that line. Go up with your mouse. Up, straight up. Go to the left a little bit with your mouse. You went too high. There 14. It is, right there, below your mouse. Right below your mouse. Go down.
Oh. If this is the Virgin Islands, then this is the Americas and Canada. And that's Cuba.
Okay.
Or that's Cuba. I don't know. I'm getting ahead. Okay, 16. Where the heck is 16? I'm guessing it's right here because here's 18, and so this is the area we're talking about right now. Well, here's 16.
That's
This is it. This is.
18.
Oh, sorry.
16 is down below, right below where your mouse was.
Well, you keep them honest here. The island they call the island. So that's the Lesser Antilles. The island they call Antilia. That's what the Antilles is. The Antilles and the Lesser Antilles. Oh, there's many monsters and parrots and much logwood. It's not inhabited. Apparently, the parrots got with the monsters, and they just found some place where they didn't like to eat parrot. Because there's a lot of logwood, these big trees, and parrots like trees. Anyway, this barge was driven up on by shore, so there should be a barge in the picture over here somewhere. This
You
barge
go
was driven.
straight down from center. There's your 17. Go straight
Oh,
down, right there.
okay. So the barge, this must be the barge they're talking about right here, and that's got to be a ley line interaction point or something. I want
Yeah.
to know what the heck is in there. That's in 17. Are we there? This barge was driven up to the shores by a storm, remained where it fell. His name was Nicola Givan. This on his map, it is written that these rivers, which can be seen, have for the most part gold in their beds. And when the water had gone, they collected much gold dust from the sand on their map. So that was a treasure map. 18, right here. This is a barge. So I don't see a barge up here. What are these? What are these striation lines? I wonder. Um, that looks a lot like Australia. Uh, this is a barge from Portugal, which encountered a storm and came to this land. The details are written in the edge of this map. See note 8. The barge was driven up the same one, so there's just gold everywhere wherever that got driven up, and that looks a lot like Australia. The Portuguese infidels did not go west of here, so they stopped at 19, which is here. And all this on that side belongs entirely to Spain. They made an arrangement that a line 2,000 miles to the western side of the Strait of Gibraltar should be taken as a boundary. The Portuguese do not cross to that side, but the Hind side and the southern side belong to the Portuguese. So the Hind has got to be, I don't know, let's keep going. Main thing, 20. And this caravel, having encountered a storm, was driven up on this island. So there's an island out here. And its name was Nicola Givan, and these islands are many. Oxen with one horn. For this reason, they call the island Isle de Vaca, which means Ox Island. So apparently we've got Ox Island over here. And they have oxen with one horn.
Wow.
Is that Austin
Is that
Powers?
a unicorn? Would that be a unicorn?
Well, I'm trying. That's what I'm trying to think of. But does a unicorn look like an oxen? I thought it was a horse.
True, but
Could have lied about it.
that wouldn't be the only thing they lied about.
Yeah, I mean today, because I'm pretty sure that these guys knew the difference between oxen and horse.
Right.
21. The admiral of this caravel, his name Mr. Anton Genovese, but he grew up in Portugal. One day, the above-mentioned caravel encountered a storm. It was driven on this island. He found much ginger here. It is written about these islands. That's Gilligan's Island. There's ginger. There's Marianne. There's much ginger. He likes the ginger there. And the wife, the billionaire, the professor, and Marianne. Sorry. 22.
Yes. Wow.
I appreciate you putting up with me. Okay, here we are. We're in this huge area right here. This sea is called the Western Sea, but Frank sailors call it the Mar de España. So this has got to be the Gulf of Mexico. No, Spain's different Is that Mexico? Okay. Which is the Sea of Spain. Up to now it was known by these names, but Columbus, who opened up the sea and made these islands known, is also the Portuguese, the infidels, who have opened up the region of Hind. I think Hind is the
So would
U.S.
that be the heart of España,
Well, the Hind,
the map?
I think the Hind is us.
España.
They agreed to give the sea a new name, Oceania, Ovosano, Oceania, that is to say, the sound egg. Before this, it was thought that the sea had no end or limit, that its other end was darkness. Now they have seen that the sea is girded by a coast because it is like a lake. We got some more oxen with horn and monsters in the same shape. That's in 23. Let's not book any vacation time there. Where's 23?
Sounds like a winner to me.
Here we go. It's 22. Okay. So here's 23, 22. So right in this area, what we got is the western. This is the Oceania, and Ovosano. Then we get to here. Right here. There's oxen with one horn of monsters. Oh wow. Okay, I don't know how long a span is, but I don't think it's like 2 fingers long. These monsters in this place right here, out here, the monsters are 7 spans long. Between their eyes, there's a distance of 1 span, but they're harmless.
They are harmless souls.
Is there big floating signs that say "Do not feed the sea monsters"?
The Kraken might get you.
Okay. Well, this is an interesting piece of map. So down here, we got some monsters. I think. Oh, here's our one. Here's our horn. Oh, there's pics. We got pics. Instagram over the shoulder. This looks like a one horn. I don't know. That looks a lot more like a horse than an oxen. That's a long tail.
So it could be a unicorn.
And this thing right here, I think those are the mostly harmless souls. So where's my ice wall?
Evidently not on the map.
The ice wall. Look at this. Those look like pretty big buildings there. Is that the Great Lakes? And this is the Florida. No, this is the Florida Peninsula. This is the Gulf of Mexico, all the way through here. This has got to be what is down the Louisiana coastline, all the way up into Texas, down and around. Right? Is that where we are? I think we're Hind.
Sad.
I think we're Hind. We're the hind.
All right.
Okay. Pyrrhus Ptolemy, 2nd century AD, as well as a Mercator and Orientius Phineas, the 15th century mapmakers, included the traditional southern continent in their world maps. As to others, Antarctica was not discovered until the 19th century. Really? Largely unexplored until the 20th. It's just the start of most maps also show the Bering Strait as linking Asia and America, river deltas, which appear much shorter than they do today. Oh, maybe that's because they were all freaking washed out. The Aegean, which haven't been above water since the sea level rise at the end of the Ice Age. Huge glaciers covering Britain and Scandinavia, long dismissed as attempts by cartographers to fill in empty spaces. Some of the details of the old map looks very startling when correlated with modern, very mainstream knowledge of the Earth's geography and the geologic past, particularly during the Ice Ages. Pyrrhus map is the most interesting because of the attribution of the source of its information and the extraordinary detail of the coastal outlines. The Pyrrhus map was found in 29 in the Imperial Palace in Constantinople It's painted on parchment and dated at 919, which is 1513. We went through part of that. Hapgood is this guy. He's a pretty interesting guy. He's got some interest. He worked very hard. Yeah, he was canceled early. Okay. There's no scientific explanation for the explanation which could cause such global transformation of matter virus that completely destroying the crust of the planet. A planetary collision that's a pole flip. We already did that show. So that's as close to fear point as we're going to come. I'm going to, once we get rolled over into the new month, I'm going to load up about 1 million PDFs because I have this original text. This is from and this tells us also about this Pierre Race guy. I want to say he was on page.
Check out the name. You checked out the name?
Oh, Pierre Reese. Yeah, this guy who he's there's a whole thing about him. P-I-E-R, I think it is. No, it's Reese. R-I-E-S. Is that it? Oh, dang it. Anyway, I have the PDF. We're already at 45 minutes.
Yes,
I will get. Oh, here it is. Here it is. This is it. It's right here. It's right in front of me. Come on, catch up with me. Catch up with me. Nope. There's a chance my computer will bomb at any second. I have too many old PDFs open. Yeah, this. Oh, yeah. Oh, just the window. Thank you. So this is the map that we've gone over here. I will point out as a parting shot, there's a large hole in the middle of this thing. And there's another hole over here. And I got another one over here. So these aren't pole sets necessarily. Is there more than one way out? So those don't look like a spindle to me. Why would I draw that? Then why would I have all these emanating lines out of them? These look a lot like ley lines. Not the lines that are gridding it, but the lines that are saying, hey, look here. And these look like there's a bunch of stuff here. It's supposed to be in the middle of the dark ages. We got nothing. We can't even tie our shoes without hitting ourselves in the eye. I mean, we're supposed to be complete idiots. And this is the level of cartography that's happening. I'm calling it. I am calling it.
Absolutely amazing.
Yeah. So, I thought this was an interesting map find. I look for maps. It's one of the things I do. So,
yeah.
So do you have any parting thoughts here?
Keep doing your own research and think logically. Think, how could we say that the best way? Make your own decisions on what you find.
Well, and it's also using your very powerful mouse. Look, you can call me the C word. You can call me the C word all you want, but the crazy is a programming word. It really is. True. It's that's crazy. I saw a movie about that. Oh, that can't be. Well, Sherlock Holmes says when the possible has been discounted or disqualified, that the impossible must be considered. So what do you consider impossible? I don't really consider anything impossible anymore, at least from a discussion standpoint, right?
That's right. Because weren't we told that we could do anything, if not greater, than someone else?
We're told a bunch of stuff that we don't listen to. And we're told a bunch of things that we shouldn't be told that we do listen to. So, turn off your television, go read a book, go for a walk with someone you loved, look yourself in the mirror and tell yourself you're freaking amazing. Do something that you wouldn't have done prior. That's my point.
You're amazing. You're amazing.
You can make your own day better. If you want the greatest water purifier ever, just pray over your water. That's what we've been learning. So, okay. Say good night, Gracie.
Good night, Gandalf. Good night, everyone.
I hope that everyone within the sound of my voice understands that you are amazing and that you make yourself that way. Appreciate every one of you.